Let me tell you guys the real reason how I'm capable of working 12 hours a day as an entrepreneur and still having the energy on pulling off, delegating, and working operations, deep work, and all that kind of stuff. Let me first of all start with the main levers that you need to understand and pull off in order to do this. Because, first of all, you need to start fasting. I eat once, max twice a day. Yeah? I will go into more of it later. Second of all, you need to work out every single day. Either a morning run or you go to the gym. For me specifically, having a morning run is better for my focus and I'm more energetic the whole day. But I try to as well to balance it with gymming. And the third one as well, you have to really minimize the distractions so you have like good focus. And I'm gonna give you guys the key levels on how I do it. And yes, guys, I'm full of sweat. I just came from a morning run. No, not a morning run. I'm sorry. It's like what time is it? It's like 4 p.m. or something. Yeah, 4:20 p.m. My new standing desk is just about to come, so I don't have time to shower. So I figured, why not just record a video? Every time when I go for these workouts, I think about this kind of stuff. So how am I capable of working 12 hours a day every single day and then manage as well two multiple seven-figure businesses at the same time? So what I do, first of all, fasting. So with fasting, I wake up at 6 a.m. I only drink coffee and water until I'd say 11 or 12, and then I go like for a run or I go to the gym, or sometimes I even do both. Today, for example, is a rare exception. I just bought the book of Elon Musk, the autobiography written by Walter Isaacson, and it was just so good. I kept on reading, and there's so much more to read. I'm only on 8% or something. So besides that, I wake up at 6, only water and coffee until 12, and then in those like 4 or 5 hours, what are you supposed to do? What I always do is I looked at like what the big guys are doing, right? So I only look what is the person who's the best in something that I want to do, something that I would love to achieve one day. How is he living? And I try to kind of do it like him. If you know what I mean. It's just like the way we do with drop shipping. Copy paste from US to EU countries. So what Jeff Bezos does, for example, is he wakes up at like 6 or even like 5 or no 6 or 7, something like that, 6, 7 a.m. And for like 30 minutes or 60 minutes, he just lays down in bed, doesn't pick up his phone. Sometimes after like 30 minutes, like he takes his like e-reader or like he reads a book, whatever. But he just stares kind of at the wall and he is like imagining stuff. He uses his imagination because the biggest, what the real lever is on how to make money is to be creative. So being creative pays off a lot in the current world. So if that's being creative, then you have to use your imagination. So that's what he does. So that is one of the single best moments in order to have a good imagination and to be creative is when you just wake up. So I do that as well. Sometimes I do pick up my phone as well and then I go through my messages, but I preferably try to do it later. So I do that. And after that, what I do is I read a book. So while getting my coffee, I read a book. So now I just finished Choose Your Enemies Wisely, and I'm reading the autobiography of Elon Musk. As I said, I'm reading that, learning some new stuff, and there's some other books I'm gonna read soon as well. And then after that, it's just working. Jeff Bezos as well. He just wakes up, imagination for 30 minutes or 1 hour, reads a book, and then he just starts working. 3, 4 hours, just working, you know. And after that, you go for a workout. So Jeff Bezos, he only started working out like very actively when he was like 50 years old, which is in my opinion quite bad. He should have done it way earlier. But that's only one of the missing links. Besides that, he was doing everything perfect in life. Kids, married, making crazy business, making money. But that was like the one thing that I was like, you did it quite late. But still, I mean, like, who am I to talk about Jeff Bezos, man? Jeff fucking Bezos. And that is the one thing as well. And then, yeah, after the work, he just, for example, he will just go eat, you know? So, one thing I forgot to say is that what I do is that I switch it. Sometimes I don't eat anything, and then after my gym, I do like the first meal. And sometimes I eat like 1 or 2 hours before the gym, and then after the gym, like maybe a few hours later, I would eat again like the last meal. But at first, I would eat something small, and then something like a good main course, I would eat like later in the evening. It depends, you know. If I go to dinners with friends or something, obviously it's different, you know. So basically, you wake up at 6, imagining for like 1 hour, and then like you're gonna read a book, 3 hours of deep work, and in that deep work, well, you know, like meanwhile, maybe eat something small, maybe a toast or I don't know, some cereals, just something small. Then you go to the gym, and after the gym, you will probably maybe eat something, or a few hours later, and in the evening, just socialize, bro. Like, don't like. I do it a lot of times where I stay at home, I'm dialed, I'm locked in, I'm just working. It happens sometimes. I have these sprints, but you want to socialize, bro. You know how many millionaires there are out there in the world currently that are making millions? They're like 24/7 inside, but they're depressed, bro. I mean, bro, of course I want to make money, but I'm not in this game to get depressed. I'm trying to build something cool. I'm trying to have a nice impact, but I'm also trying to enjoy my life, bro. But let's be honest, how stupid would I be if I'm just, I mean, you gotta be as well selfish sometimes. Let's be honest, you gotta socialize. Even if you want to stay consistently running a business, right? You need to socialize in order to feel the rewards of your business. It's not even selfish at this point, because if you're gonna be this 24/7 locked in guy, at some point you will lose the creativity. You will become, you will have like mental issues like more quickly. You're not so social person. You need to balance this kind of stuff. Although it's very hard to balance stuff in life, I really do recommend in the evenings to go socialize with your friends, have a girlfriend, whatever, go on dates, you know. It's nothing wrong with it, you know. So this is what I would recommend to as well to most people. Whenever I started more socializing and going more on this kind of stuff and seeing more people, even if this person is not supposed to be your best friend, bro, socialize. You can learn so much from other people, you know. Let me give you a very nice example as well from some students that I had, which also like love to learn from people. Um, the students that I've seen that are like, for example, that I've had in my life that are like the most progressing in life all the time are those who are very humble and eager to learn all the time. There's a lot of these young guys. They're younger than 21 or like 22 years old. They make a bunch of money. Their ego starts going up, and they're just too cocky. And that is like one of the worst things ever. Believe me, that is really one of the worst things ever. So, and the guys who really become that person are the ones who are like really they just keep on going. They ask you a lot of questions. I mean, they look into your eyes and they just listen. Even if they don't take notes with pen and paper, they keep it in their mind because they know that the information I'm about to give them is the one that they need in order to get to the level that they want to go. And I'm doing the same. I do the exact same. So I would as well advise on multiple people in the field where I'm trying to be successful and try to understand how they do it in order to as well be better at the shit that I'm doing right now. So yeah, that is like a whole perspective. And this is the one of the ways that I managed to work a lot of hours. So this is so important, really. And yeah, man. So if you really want to just focusedly work like that, this is what I do. Some people say caffeine is not the best caffeine, but that is the biggest cap in my opinion. Caffeine is like a miracle drug, as Tate always says it. In my opinion, it's the same. You know, I just try to eat once or twice a day. I work out. I have immense good focus, no brain fog, that kind of stuff. I don't use any apps. I don't have any tracking or something on my phone or like time limits. I just don't. I just focus, man. Like, what the fuck? You know, there's so much stuff to do. So, yeah, that is how I just keep myself having these long hours of work consistently every single day, you know. And then even sometimes in the evening, if you would go out, I would still come back home, work for 1 or 2 hours again, and then like sleep, you know. So that is just the way to do it. And I'm not saying you should work every day, 12 hours a day, you know, maybe in the beginning phase. But after some point, you just got to understand that you need to have a good focus. And even if you work like a few hours a day, you will get the same amount of shit done as the person who's working 12 hours a day, you know? And I say this out of experience. So, yeah.